Hydroponic rooftop farming is said to be the new kid on the block, all in efforts to farm sustainably. Well, today we're still at Farmer's Choice with Andile to learn about her business and her operations. I just love it when I see a lot of green around me. That's when you know that a farm is in production. You're watching The Farming Show, brought to you by Private Property. And my name is Mbali Nwoko. Andile, this is super amazing in what you have done with this farm. I have so many questions, but before I jump into the production methods and practices right here on your rooftop farm, I just want you to take us a little bit back, and just maybe explain the journey of transitioning from a farmer producing crops on the ground to now farming hydroponically.
So Mbali, I think you would know as a farmer and as like farming on an open field, it has a lot of work.
Yes.
Like a lot of work, especially if you're doing vegetables. And having to come to hydroponic, that's like a relief to a farmer. And the nice thing about it is the kind of system that I'm using, which is an NFT system.
Okay.
Which allows me to plant more in a smaller space. That's like the perfect or the greatest thing about hydroponic farming. But with that being said, I still think traditional farming is still great because we still get to embrace the natural resources that we have. But when it comes to hydroponic farming, we're still preserving all those natural resources that we need. For instance, in terms of water, if we into hydroponic farming, we're looking at saving all of those resources because we're recycling our water every now and then.
Yeah.
And with traditional farming, we're not able to do that because you just irrigate and then your water is gone.
Yes.
And you need to keep on pumping your water every now and then. But currently, we go green, as you're saying that we are green.
Yeah.
And we're saving a lot.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine, because now you don't have to think about buying a tractor, plowing, disking, rotavating, buying diesel, fixing tractors, equipment, and all that maintenance. So it sounds like it's more streamlined and efficient. But what am I seeing right here? I believe this is lettuce. Is it fancy lettuce by any chance? What are these various varieties of lettuce? And just explain to us your production systems here.
So what we have here, mostly it's the fancy lettuce, yes. Okay. And basically under the fancy lettuce we have like different varieties. And on this side we have like green oak. Okay. And on the other side we have red oak, which normally is the mixed that you normally find in whatsoever shop that you buy your lettuce from. Okay. So this is the lettuce that we normally use to make the mixed lettuce. Okay. And it's funny how that now being in agriculture you get to understand how the mixed lettuce come about.
Yes.
And having to understand that it's basically two different sort of varieties coming together to form what people are actually buying. And one nice thing is having to produce these things for people to eat on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah. What can one grow in an NFT system? Because we typically see farmers that are producing on hydroponic systems such as these growing lettuce. So why is lettuce so popular on an NFT system, and what other crops can we grow on this specific system?
So funny how that you're asking that question. I'll give you an example. I've been the spinach lady because I started farming with spinach. Okay. And basically most farmers, not every farmer, but most farmers start off with spinach. It's like the easy crop that one can go out with and never go wrong. And coming to the hydroponic system, which is the NFT system, I mean, lettuce tend to be one of the easy crop that one can try out as well.
So this is the spinach of hydroponic.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, but basically with NFT system, there's like a variety of systems that people use within the NFT part of it. But what one can grow, you can grow all your leafy greens, which includes the lettuce, includes spring onion, all your herbs that you want to grow. And mostly, I'm also looking at introducing strawberries as well. But with NFT system, it allows you to play around with your leafy greens.
Yes, yes, wow. And so with the structure of your greenhouse, you know, I see that we've got plastic on top and we've got shade netting on the sides. Is there a reason why you constructed this greenhouse that way?
So, I mean, we are in a rooftop. There's a lot of wind happening around. So one, it's just to create that windbreak for our crops, but mostly it's just to try and control the environment that our crops are in. For instance, with the netting inside here, it tends to be cooler and we need sunlight, but not that much sunlight.
Yes.
So we're using the plastic to sort of trap in the sunlight to create the heat, but also at the same time, it's just to protect our plants as well, to make sure that they have the favorable conditions as well and grow to be green as they are today.
Yeah, and because you're farming in a city center on a rooftop of a very, very busy shopping mall, I think in one of our previous conversations you said it's one of the biggest malls in Africa. Do sounds like ventilators that we're hearing around us, do they bother your production? And also maybe just the cars passing by, as well as the pollution that comes off from the vehicles. Does all of these factors affect your production by any chance?
So one of the reasons why we chose the spot, it's that we're also trying to green out the building. Because remember, we also looking into that while we're producing, but also greening out the building. So with all those ventilators that are happening, we're not sure if they're producing carbon dioxide or what. But with the plants that are here, they sort of creating a greener atmosphere. But the sounds, they're not really that of a problem. And I mean, probably the plants are enjoying it because they grow bigger and bigger in a day.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh wow! And tell us the process of the growing. I mean, do you plant your own seedlings or grow your own seedlings, or do you plant seedlings that are outgrown from other nurseries?
So we outsource most of the seedlings that we sort of transplant in here from another supplier. And then we take it from there. We buy seedlings, we plant them here, and probably we take a ride about 3 to 4 weeks to start harvesting. So that's the nice part about hydroponic as well.
Yeah. Besides the efficiencies of rooftop farming, saving natural resources, etc., what other advantages that people don't typically think of that come with farming on a rooftop? Are you affected by load shedding by any chance?
So on my side, no. But generally, I'd say one, coming to farm in a rooftop, you would need to find a place where you always have backup. I mean, we're in South Africa, there's always load shedding on a daily basis. Yes. So you need to be able to find backup in case Eskom decides otherwise. You'll be able to make sure that your plants are able to survive, your pumps are running on a daily basis. But on my side, luckily, the shopping center has backup, so I'm safe on that side. But yeah, I mean, though that would be one of the most horror of a farmer.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine, because you know NFT systems require a constant water source for your plants. So it's fortunate and quite strategic that you're farming on a rooftop in a center like Menlyn Shopping Center, because I believe there are backup generators, so you never at a point where you're out of power. So kudos to you for thinking smart on that one. But in closing, Andile, I just want to find out, what is your typical day like here at this farm? You know, take us through what you do from the minute you arrive till the minute you close the greenhouse doors here.
So one thing is that hydroponic, it's less work. Not every day though,
Yeah.
but it's less work. So one would have to come in, make sure that since we're saving all these resources that we're using, make sure that we don't have leaks. You check your water pH and your EC, make sure that everything is in order. You make sure that your plants are not dying. You check your pipes if are not blocked. And in most cases, we try to prepare our order as early as we can to ensure that our customers get their produce fresh on a daily basis. So that would be more or less of what we do on a daily basis. We have to make sure that the plants are surviving.
Yeah, thank you, Andile. I can't wait to now see what other crops you're farming right here on Farmer's Choice, and also speak about the markets in which you supply.
Thank you.
It's definitely a strategic standpoint as a farmer to start farming hydroponically. Not only saving on resources, but farming on a rooftop puts you at an advantage because you are always with power, especially in centers like these where there are backup generators. Furthermore, what I learned from Andile today is that, you know, besides the pollution that happens in and around her environment, farming in such areas creates green economies, creates green shopping centers. And I think that is my biggest take home for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and watch out for the next conversation with Andile. Take care.